What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Merchant Token YouTube channel, and welcome back, Merchant Token family. Today I am extremely excited to bring you all the news that I'm going to bring you, and I'm going to focus this project update into the new roadmap that we will be finally releasing with you. I want to clarify that I will not be taking any questions on today's video. I just want to keep this as short as possible, and that if you want to, you can just join to the Telegram and ask myself directly any questions, or the moderators as well that will be helping me with that. Also, at the end of the stream, I will be revealing who are the winners of the Naming the Roadmap competition, so stay tuned for that as well. In the meantime, let's just jump straight away into that, because there is a lot to cover here and unpack. Here on the share screen that I'm sharing with you right now, you can see finally the roadmap. Please allow a few hours for us to kind of like revisit the roadmap and make it a file that will be updated into Telegram as well. But you will actually be able to see the file directly and read it. I know not many people actually speak English, or English is not their first language like me, so sometimes I just want to actually see it written. For that note as well, I will just be kind of like going through the roadmap, so you can actually read it and hear me as well, giving you some explanation. So let's just jump straight away into it. The first thing that actually comes into mind is that we have 7 stages. As you can see here, we have selected the names of the stages, which are going to be Nordic gods. Tyr, for instance, is the one that we have already successfully completed, and right now we are in Heimdall stage. Then it will be coming very soon, still this year, the phase called Veil, then Baldur, then Frigg, then Thor, and finally Odin. So let me just go a bit deep diving into each one of those, and I will just be jumping back and forth because I have a better explanation. Once again, is for you to read. So the first stage, which was basically the MVP, or the pre-MVP stage actually, this is where, let me just jump here, this is where basically the ideas and the skeleton of the ideas become basically the product itself, and that is the MVP, or the minimum viable product that we have already delivered. On this, in the Heimdall phase, which will be phase number 2, as you can see here, will be coming, it is live already, which is the merchant payment gateway, and the MVP that has been released. This is a minimum functionality for purchase of a product with a merchant and consumer protection, and with support to both automatic dispute management and community dispute management. I really want to emphasize on this, because this is an extremely important stage and phase for the project. It might be boring because there is not much to share, but you can actually go and check this out yourself, and I will actually be making a video on how you can go and test it yourself, so stay tuned in the next couple of weeks, because that is coming as well. But let's now jump into the future. What is coming? And this very year we are expecting the Veil stage, which is going to be the early alpha version of the merchant payment gateway, or Heimdall, with basic support for purchases from external wallets. So this release will include also an alpha version of the merchant wallet. Let me just go a bit more into details for you guys to understand better as well. So the stage will have plugins and functionalities that will enable purchases and connectivity to external wallets. So for instance, this will have, again, very early stages connectivity to wallets such as MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and so on. But also we will be working on our native wallet, which is going to be the merchant token wallet. So again, this is just an early alpha stage. So again, it's not gonna look amazing. It is not gonna be completely working 100% functional, and it's just gonna be some sort of kind of like, we are progressing. So go and have a look into what we are actually working on so far. Also, I want to clarify that every time we release something, because some source code will actually be released with it, we will be already way more advanced. It's the same that we are right now. We're in the Heimdall phase. When we release the source code for the MVP, that was already old for us. So that's the reason why we feel confident that we can actually share it with you, because it's not only you who is there, but possible competition that can go and check into that, and we don't want to give them the advantage on that part there. Now, moving into the next phase, which is Baldur, which is the one that is coming again this year. So we really expect to finish basically the whole alpha stage into this year in 2022, which again is going to be an early alpha with extended functionality into merchant protocol, the gateway and the merchant wallet, functionality to auto swap MTOs for consumer protection, and also built-in disputes in the wallet. I do want to clarify on this that the majority, sorry, let me just go down so you can actually have a read into that as well. But I do want to clarify on this that certain things will be active and available only for the merchant wallet directly. Like for instance, you can see here we have some notes here as well on do you want consumer protection for X amount of money, and so on, so on, so forth. And but these kind of things will only be available for the exactly merchant wallets, and not for Trust Wallet and MetaMask. At least not at the beginning. We will definitely try to improve, or maybe get some sort of I would say like cooperation with them, but that's something that we just cannot go and change someone else's wallet. So moving on into the next stage, which is going to be the Frigg, and is basically when we will be finally hitting some sort of beta test. This is coming next year. We're expecting to come next year. Again, we cannot narrow it down into when will it be coming, and we don't want to make the same mistakes that we have made before. But at least with this, you can have a clear idea on where are we at and where we are going basically. The Frigg Beta net is a temporary test network, which is again the test network of MEO. I can see that there is a lot of confusion out there for what is MEO and where are we going, and I'm not going to go into many details here, but MEO is basically the blockchain of merchant token. The reason why we are creating a whole new blockchain is because what we're trying to achieve here is to get people to use and pay and make payments through the whole ecosystem. And for us to be able to get that level of service and that level of protections that we are actually aiming to grant our customers, we need to have a more control over that. And that's the reason why we need to create our own blockchain. And the main advantage for you guys for that as well is that if we were to use, for instance, someone else's, like what we're doing right now, that we have a merchant token, the MTO token running on the Ethereum network, every time you do a transaction, you pay gas fees, and those gas fees are paid to miners on the Ethereum network, which has nothing to do with us. So every time people will actually pay or making a simple transaction on the merchant token network or blockchain, there will be a fee. It will be tiny and minuscule, but that tiny fee will definitely be improving the ecosystem. So it will basically eventually turn back to us, which also helps us generate volume, and volume, of course, hopefully will also increase the price of the token as well. So I wanted to clarify that, and as I say here, this is the key wording that we need to focus on. So the temporary test network will focus on an intense period of public testing ahead of launch of the first version of the merchant mainnet. So why this is extremely important, and if you can see here, we are expecting 2 phases to come this year, but on 2023 only 1 phase, and then we have again 2 more phases to come in 2024. Why 2023 is so important and why it's going to take so long for us to see that, and the main reason is exactly this: intense period of public testing. The reason for that is because we can try to resolve every single mathematical problem, every single algorithm in the blockchain, or in the algorithm that we're trying to build for the for the consumer protection. However, only testing, the real world testing, will actually give us what we actually need and the feedback that we actually need for us to be able to make sure that we are giving and we are delivering a flawless product. So that is extremely important, and on that we are definitely not going to be saving time. Another thing that I really want to emphasize is that these phases that you can see here all the way to Thor, basically all of this is completely centralized, which is a lot easier for us to go and do some modifications in the code, in the source code of the blockchain, or on the protocol, or on the wallet. You know, there are hundreds of things that we can go directly and check in there. However, the whole point of this project is that it needs to be decentralized. So if we were to release something that is not ready, it will then take a lot of effort just for us to go and correct even just a silly thing, because again, for you to be able to correct, you will need to get approval from the majority of the ecosystem, and you know, the people who are running the nodes and all these kind of things. Because remember, right now the way the way the whole ecosystem works is it is completely centralized, I would say. We are the ones developing the project, we are the one developing the protocol, but once that is released, it is going to be completely decentralized. So that means that you will have a say on everything that comes out, and nothing will be able to be evolved or changed without the agreement of the community. So that's something I really want to emphasize as well in there. As you can see here, for instance, it will enable the community participation in testing of wallets and nodes and the real world conditions. So here is when basically I've seen a lot of people that say, oh, I want to actually try this, I want to put that in my business as well. And we do have, we're working on ways for you guys to maybe kind of like get into early listings and early requests, for you to get those kind of like the protocol to be working either in your businesses, or for you to go and test it yourself, because we will of course be working with some merchants in there, and we will actually tell you where you can actually go and start implementing that and start actually trying and testing it. And it is extremely important that we run, and I really am emphasizing this because I want you guys to understand the importance of how the beta net and the beta test is going to be for the whole, to shape basically the whole project. Another thing I want to clarify here, basically on the Frigg, is when we will see a lot of more improvements in a certain way, because you will actually see a more finished product. So we are actually working to get the whole basically product to be redesigned, and all the UI will be redesigned by a really big company that does basically these UIs for massive companies. And this is when you will actually see a more finished product. Even though it will still be a beta test, that means it can still be used. And again, guys, I really want to emphasize on this, and something that we have been working. People say, oh, should I just drop everything and come back, or close everything and come back in 3 years? Yes, you can do that. You can definitely just put, if you see MTO as a way of you growing your tokens, and hoping that the price of the tokens will increase, then definitely that's something you can do, and come back in a few years and see when everything is finished, how is it going. But I want to definitely make you understand that we will not see a sudden change into the project itself. We will be working and evolving in there. So we're in Heimdall. It will move on to the veil process, which is going to be an early alpha. Then we will move on to the second extended functionality early alpha, and then we will move on to the beta test, and so on, so forth. So it's not going to be just is dead, the project is dead, and then everybody wakes up. So this is something again that you guys should be looking into as well. Then the second to last phase, which is the Thor, and is coming on 2024. We can see here that we will be releasing a candidate of the mainnet MTO. By candidate, again, this is a temporary test network that we see here. Candidate means that it is almost nearly complete. So we're gonna get there. It needs the last testing, the last finishing touches, and so on, so forth. But eventually, everybody will basically be able to test out and use. So that's really, really interesting. And then the Odin network, basically the Odin stage, which is going to be the release of mainnet, which again is the blockchain, but very, very important, the merchant token ecosystem. Because I want to clarify, the merchant token ecosystem includes basically everything that you will be able to use within the merchant token protocol, which is the merchant token protocol, the wallet, the blockchain, and so on, so forth, things that we will be adding on as well. On this, I want to give my take on how you will actually see the marketing kind of like improving as well on this. So every time we will be scheduling, or a new stage will be coming out, there will be some set marketing tools that we will be using to make sure that we are reaching as many people as possible, and that we are actually sharing and spreading the word for this. So in the next few weeks, you will actually see the new website, and also you will also see the new marketing plan that you will actually go and see and stay there. On this, I do want to do a quick, I would say, kind of like something, for you to be aware is that the roadmap, we have thought about the roadmap very, very deeply, and we believe exactly that. I think this is the right word. We believe that we will be able to stick up to basically what we have written on the roadmap. However, I do want to clarify that the roadmap is not set in stone, that things can change, that could be either sped up or delayed depending on many factors. So I do want you guys to take this as a guideline, most importantly, and that's the reason why we are also not writing specific timelines or specific dates basically for this to come out, because we want you guys to be open and understand on how things are moving forward as well. Now basically for the last part of the live stream, I will actually be going into the winners of the request basically for the names of the stages of the roadmap. And basically the contest winners are, we have the three basically winners. I do want to clarify that the names that were proposed are amazing, all of them. Literally, we had about 40 suggestions in there, and some of them were extremely good. We went eventually for the Nordic gods for many reasons. Not only something that everybody knows, is something that completely clearly kind of like define every stage. It gives a sense of power to the product and to the project, which is something that we definitely need right now. But also, and this is a sneak peek as well, it helps us with some marketing tools that we will be unveiling very soon with you as well. So keep that in mind, because something really interesting is coming very soon. With that in mind, I want to say that the contest winners are Crypto King is the main contest winner that won 250 USDT, and what he proposed was the industrial stages. Unfortunately, the names given for those stages were not completely matching. They were really good, but in our opinion, they were not matching 100% with what the project is and where are we headed. So definitely something that it was an amazing idea. Unfortunately, we just couldn't stick with those ones, and it would have, you know, been a lot more complicated for us to come up with new ones as well in that specific time, basically. Also, the second stage will be to Golender, which is 150 USDT. For that, guys, message me on Telegram. I will definitely tag you on a post on Telegram for that, so you can direct message me and I will be sending you the USDT. Again, this person used capturing the historical times, which again was really good and really interesting. Unfortunately, it just didn't got into the specific idea of what the project is and where it's headed. And this is actually a great idea, actually. I like the way Spider Jason really kind of like put it out there, his idea, which was using the names of cities like La Casa de Papel. The problem with that is that you cannot really get a sort of which city is better. Then you could actually get people upset if you put the name of a city and then people, oh, why this stage comes first and why this stage comes later. You know, all these kind of things that even though the idea was great, it just didn't it just couldn't be used for us for what we were actually looking into doing. Again, this person won $100 in USDT. Once again, we will be posting that on Telegram for you guys to message me and for me to be able to send that again. So as I said, we will be releasing the PDF. Again, this is a very early stage of the PDF. Some people will actually wanted this in writing, and we will actually be releasing that. It is not going to be a official document. So this is just my notes passed on through to you, because the official document will come out when the website comes out. We might be working on some wordings. We might be working on certain things that we will be changing in the meantime, but the context, the idea of what is coming and when, that is actually written here, so you can actually trust that. Again, with the disclosure that things could change overall in the roadmap, like always, things in life change. If you have any questions, again, guys, just go down. There is a link to the Telegram. You can go and either direct message me or text me on the main official group, and we can have a discussion on the roadmap as well. Let me know also in the comments below, what do you think about the roadmap? And, you know, just give me your opinion. It is always great to create some engagement. Thank you so much, and see you next time.